Morning guys, so it's like 6:30 in the morning right now. What we're gonna do today with the Z4 is change the valve cover gasket. I've been noticing a little bit of engine oil coming off the side there. The car has 105,000 miles on it, so it's time to change the valve cover gasket. I'll basically do a time lapse for you guys so you can see the general procedure. There's so many videos online on how to do it. I just watched a couple of them and I'm pretty familiar with this engine already. But basically, if I think there's anything really important in regards to changing the valve cover gasket for this car, I'll definitely mention it in the video. Alright, one important thing to mention is that you never really want to leave the oil filler cap off the car the entire time you do the valve cover replacement, because if you do that, things might fall into it, and obviously that's a bad thing. So I always take this oil filler cap off, take off the engine cover, and then put back the oil filler cap so that you never have to worry about things falling into the engine. This is an inline 6, so there's going to be 6 coil packs. Make sure that you know where the packs are and you put them back in the same spots that they were when you took them off. The breather hose is kind of inflexible, so after you take it out, don't try and wiggle it out of the way, just leave it where it sits. The 11 bolts that surround the valve cover come with a rubber washer, so make sure that comes along with your bolt when you remove it. So the thing that's different about this car compared to other cars with M54 engines is that you'll have to remove the strut bar in order to access some of these bolts here in the back. Usually there's a lot more to actually take out before you start this process. So this is relatively simple compared to a lot of other cars equipped with the same engine. Removing the valve cover is probably the most annoying part of this procedure, because the engine has sort of baked in that gasket and it becomes this really hard plastic that almost melts between the valve cover and the engine itself. So loosen it up a little bit at a time and eventually this valve cover will come off. So now with the valve cover off, you can definitely see where it was leaking oil. It's right along the gasket in this area. Apparently there was a little bit of leakage over here as well, it looks like. Nothing along the top, as gravity would obviously be pulling the engine oil down. So we're going to clean this up and then we're going to change the valve cover gasket. So as you can see, the old rubber gasket is essentially hard plastic. Okay, so there's 10 spots where you want to put a little bit of high temp gasket maker, because these are the areas where, for example, the Vanos unit meets the engine and where there's a really tight curve in the gasket, which means that you want to put some gasket maker in there so that it doesn't leak from those potential spots. So just a small dab in those 10 spots and you're good to go. You want to let the gasket sit for a couple of minutes before you actually put the valve cover back on. So a small dab here where the Vanos meets the engine, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. When you put the valve cover back on, make sure that you avoid any of the wires. You really don't want to pinch any of those. And this isn't 100% necessity, but this rubber washer, if you can find a set that includes these 15 rubber washers, change those out as well when you're doing this project. Might as well, right? Alright guys, so the whole project is done. Took just a little bit over an hour. I actually had to go to Walmart to buy some sealant. Thanks for watching the video. If you guys have any questions about this process, anything specific to the Z4, let me know. Yes, I still have to put the strut bar back on, but that's the last thing I'm going to be doing, as well as cleaning off the valve cover. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.